pharmaceutical industry, the journey from a molecule to a medicine that reaches patients is both complex and fascinating. Today, we will dive into the heart of this journey, exploring the key components that ensure the successful launch of a new therapeutic medication. So, welcome to our session on key components of launch excellence. First, we will navigate this complex world of regulatory compliance. It's the backbone of any pharmaceutical launch, ensuring patient safety and adherence to the highest standards. We will also uncover how staying ahead of regulatory changes and maintaining ethical standards are not just about following rules and laws, but also about earning trust and ensuring quality. We will also step into the complexities of thought leader engagement. And here, relationships are key. We will see how connecting with key opinion leaders in the medical field is not just about networking, it's about building partnerships that foster trust and collaboration. These leaders play a crucial role in shaping the medical community's understanding and acceptance of new treatments. And in the heart of this discussion lies the scientific communication and education. This is where complex science meets clarity. We will explore how effectively communicating research and educating healthcare professionals about new treatments can really make the bridge for the gap between the scientific discovery and the patient care. No launch can succeed without robust clinical trial support. So we will also in this session talk about how designing, implementing, and supporting clinical trial provide the critical data needed for successful launch. It's about more than just numbers, but ensuring efficacy, safety, and understanding the real-world impact of the new treatment. Each of these components is a specific piece of large puzzle. When they come together, they create a comprehensive strategy that ensures not just the launch is successful, but also a lasting positive impact on patient care. So let's get started as we unfold the layers and the main components of launch excellence. Let's start with the scientific communication and education. In the pharmaceutical industry, the journey from the laboratory to the patient is paved with the critical tasks of scientific communication and education. These two elements act as the bridge connecting clinical research to clinical practice. The goal is to ensure that healthcare professionals, patients, and other stakeholders have a clear, accurate, and comprehensive understanding of the new product, its benefits, and how it should be used. At the heart of this process is scientific communication. It's about sharing the outcomes of clinical trials in a way that is transparent and accessible. This often means publishing results in peer-reviewed journals and presenting findings at different scientific conferences. It's also about clearly explaining how the product works, mechanism of action, right down to the molecular or cellular level, so healthcare professionals can understand its place in the therapy and make informed decisions accordingly. The strategy behind publishing these findings is crucial. It is not just about getting the information out there, but doing so in a way that reaches a wide professional audience and withstands rigorous scientific scrutiny. In a way that reaches a wide professional audience and withstands rigorous scientific scrutiny. This involves careful planning about when and in what sequence to release data to maximize its impact and understanding. Of course, all this communication must adhere to strict regulatory guidelines to ensure it's ethical, accurate, and balanced. But what about education? It's one thing to communicate data, but another to ensure it's understood and applied correctly. But what about education? It's one thing. This is where continuing medical education CMEs comes in, providing healthcare professionals with the latest developments and understanding of how the new product fits into the current treatment landscape. For patients, education might involve understanding their condition better and knowing how to use the product, what to expect, and when to seek additional medical advice. Let's not forget the sales teams, commercial teams, regulatory, and marketing who are involved in the launch process internally, of course. They need a solid understanding of the product science to communicate effectively and accurately. They need to be prepared to answer common questions and concerns that may arise during the interactions. Engagement and dialogue are also key factor. Collaborating with key opinion leaders through advisory boards, speaker programs helps to gain insights, validate strategies, and discuss new data, and of course, to learn more. It's also about listening to feedback from the healthcare professionals, patients, and other stakeholders to understand how the product is perceived and used in reality. By using this feedback to adapt and improve, this is the right strategy. And in today's digital world, online resources like websites, portals, webinars, and virtual meetings, along with different interactive tools like mobile apps and even virtual reality, are increasingly important. They provide convenient access to information and innovative ways to explain complex mechanisms of action. That is to say, scientific communication and education are about much more than just disseminating information. They are about fostering understanding, building trust, and facilitating informed decision making. And by effectively implementing those strategies and these components, medical affairs teams can significantly contribute to the successful launch of a new pharmaceutical product, ensuring that it is used safely, appropriately, and to its full therapeutic potential. It's a complex but rewarding journey, one that ultimately leads to a better care and outcomes for patients. The second important component of launch excellence is the clinical trial support and the role of medical affairs in this aspect. As we mentioned before, in the process of preparing for a launch of a pharmaceutical product, clinical trial support is a very important element that significantly shapes the trajectory and success of the product's market entry. The role of medical affairs in this is both multifaceted and profoundly impactful, providing scientific and clinical expertise that ensures that the clinical trials are not only scientifically robust but also strategically aligned with the therapeutic needs and commercial objectives of the product. During the clinical trial design and planning phase, medical affairs plays a crucial role. Their involvement in protocol development is marked by providing scientific input that ensures the study is designed to answer the most relevant and critical scientific and medical questions. Their deep understanding of the therapeutic area helps in selecting clinically meaningful endpoints that resonate with the healthcare professionals, patients, and also regulatory bodies. Furthermore, medical affairs assist in feasibility assessments, helping to identify and evaluate potential trial sites and contributing to the development of ethical, efficient, and effective patient recruitment strategies. As the trials start, medical affairs continues to provide support. They offer training and ongoing education to investigators, site staff, ensuring deep understanding of the study protocol and product and the therapeutic area as well. Acting as a scientific liaison, they bridge any gaps between the clinical trial team and the investigators, providing clarity and answers to complex issues. The role of medical affairs here extends to data monitoring and management, where they may be involved in the interim data analysis, safety monitoring, ensuring any concerns are promptly and appropriately addressed. As the launch approaches, the role of medical affairs shifts towards preparing the market entry. They help to interpret clinical trial results, understanding their significance in the broader context of patient care and the therapeutic landscape. Developing a strategic publication plan ensures that the trial results are communicated transparently, timely, and to the appropriate audiences. They also assist in preparing scientific and medical sections for the regulatory documents and may participate in regulatory advisory panel meetings, providing essential scientific expertise and support. Post-trial, medical affairs doesn't step back. The role evolves to focus on real-world evidence generation. They often lead post-marketing studies and registry studies to gather longer-term data on safety and efficacy, which is very important for the market access and reimbursement. Establishing feedback loops with healthcare professionals allows them to gather insights from clinical practice, informing future clinical development and strategy. Throughout all these stages, medical affairs holds to the ethical standards. They ensure that all the aspects of the clinical trial support are conducted within the ethical integrity and transparency frame, building trust with regulators, healthcare professionals, and patients. Monitor compliance at this stage with all relevant regulations and guidelines. They protect the integrity of the trial and the reputation of the company. That is to say, the involvement of medical affairs in clinical trial support during the launch preparation of a new pharmaceutical product is very important. Their expertise ensures that the trials are designed and conducted with scientific, rigorous, ethical integrity, and strategic foresight. And by providing expertise, facilitating communication, and ensuring compliance, they help to pave the way for a successful product launch, ensuring that the product will meet its highest standards of safety, efficacy, and value to patients. So the work here is a very important evidence to the critical role that medical affairs plays in bridging the gap between the clinical research and the successful introduction of a new therapeutic option to the market. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the engagement of thought leaders as part of the launch excellence. But we need first to answer two questions. What's the difference between thought leaders and key opinion leaders? And the second question, when should medical affairs start engaging a new group of key opinion leaders for the new launch? So let's start with the difference between thought leaders and key opinion leaders. In the world of healthcare and medicine, when a new product is about to be launched, there are two types of influential people that the pharmaceutical organizations pay attention to: thought leaders and key opinion leaders. Both are important, both are very critical for the new launch, but they play different roles. Think of the thought leaders as the big idea people. They are the ones who see the future of medicine and come up with new and exciting ideas. They are not just experts in the medical field, they are the ones pushing boundaries and thinking about what's next. For medical affairs teams getting ready to launch a new product, talking to those thought leaders early is a really important strategy. They help the team to understand where healthcare is heading and how the new product can fit into that future. This early insights can shape how the product is introduced to the market and make sure it's seen as something new and important. On the other hand, key opinion leaders are more like the respected voices of today. They are the doctors and researchers that other doctors listen to and get influenced by. They have a lot of experience and are well known for their work. When a new product is launched, these key opinion leaders are important because they help other healthcare professionals to understand and trust the new medication. They are more about making sure the product works well and is used correctly by other doctors, physicians, and patients. For medical affairs teams preparing for a new product launch, it is not about choosing between thought leaders or key opinion leaders. Instead, it's about talking to both. However, it's especially critical to engage with thought leaders very early in the process. This is because their insights help you to shape the whole strategy for the new product. They can provide valuable ideas on how to make this product stand out and how it can meet future needs in healthcare. In simple terms, engaging thought leaders early helps the medical affairs team to set the stage for a successful launch. They ensure that the product is not just another option, but a step into the future of treatment and management of the disease. Meanwhile, key opinion leaders help build trust and understanding around the product, making sure it's used well and benefits patients today. In conclusion, both thought leaders and key opinion leaders are important. When preparing for a new product launch, the early engagement of thought leaders is particularly critical, and that's why most of the pharmaceutical organizations, they monitor the frequency of interactions of MSLs with the thought leaders prior to any launch products, and consider this as an important metric to evaluate the efficacy and the readiness of the medical affairs to launch the new product. Thought leaders, their visionary insights help you to prepare for the launch and not only to meet the current healthcare needs, but also to pave the way for future advancements. Engaging both thought leaders and key opinion leaders effectively and on time ensures a well rounded approach that contributes to the success of the launch. Engaging thought leaders or experts in the medical field is like making friends long before you need their help. In the pharmaceutical industry, this means starting to talk to these influential people well before a new medicine is launched. This story is about why and how this early engagement is done for a successful product launch. When should medical affairs make the first move? Before the new medicine is even close to being ready for patients. Medical affairs teams from the pharmaceutical organization start looking for the right thought leaders. They look for physicians, and researchers who are well respected and have a say in the medical fields. The first time they reach out to these experts, it's not to talk about the new medication, but to start a friendly and professional relationship. They talk about what's currently missing in patient treatments and share the latest research. And then we start the phase of building the relationship and growing the trust. As the new medication gets closer to being finished, the relationship with these thought leaders gets stronger. They are invited to give their advice on how the medicine should be tested and how it will fit into the current treatment paradigms. They might also work together on research. All this time, the organization medical affairs team makes sure everything is done right and follows the rules, keeping the relationship honest, transparent, and respectful. When you are ready for the launch, when it is almost time to introduce the new medication to the world, these thought leaders are ready to support you because they have been involved from early on. They understand the medication well and can explain its benefits to other physicians and patients. Even after the medicine is launched, they keep giving feedback to the organization, helping them to understand how the medicine is being received and where improvements can be made. That is to say, starting these relationships early is very critical. It's about preparing the ground for a successful launch where the medicine is not just thrown into the market but is welcomed and used effectively. This early efforts is not just a strategy, it's about working together and making a real difference in patient care. It shows the power of collaboration and the positive impact of building connections long before they are needed. So, engagement of thought leaders is a very important strategy that is employed by medical affairs. Medical affairs teams approach thought leaders with a systematic and strategic mindset. The process begins with the identification and segmentation of thought leaders. This involves recognizing individuals based on their expertise, influence, and roles within the medical community, whether they are researchers, practitioners, or policy influencers. The relevance of a key opinion leader to the scientific therapeutic area and the product is crucial, ensuring that the engagement is meaningful and productive. Key opinion leaders are often segmented into levels based on their level of influence and reach, which allows the medical affairs teams to tailor their engagement strategies effectively. Building the relationships with key opinion leaders is a delicate and ongoing process. Initial engagement is typically personalized, acknowledging the key opinion leaders' contributions to the field and aiming to build a respectful professional relationship. Early discussions focus on the scientific exchange where medical affairs provides detailed product and disease state while seeking the key opinion leaders' insights and perspectives. Maintaining regular contact through various channels will keep the key opinion leaders informed and engaged. As we mentioned before, there are a lot of collaborative activities between medical affairs and those thought leaders, or if you want to call them key opinion leaders. And these collaborative activities are cornerstone of this engagement. Advisory boards are a common platform where key opinion leaders can provide strategic inputs and insights on clinical trial design, product positioning, unmet patient needs, expected obstacles during the patient journey, and so on. And they also offer feedback on clinical data and help to interpret how findings might impact clinical practice. Educational initiatives and speaker programs are other areas for collaboration. with key opinion leaders participating in speaker programs and assisting in the development and review of educational materials for the healthcare professionals and patients. Leveraging the expertise of thought leaders goes beyond the advice and the insights gathering. Their real world clinical experience and insights into patient care and patient journey are invaluable in understanding how the product might be used and perceived in the healthcare setting. Probably, thought leader engagement is the main and most important component of launch excellence. Key opinion leaders might also collaborate on or lead investigator initiated studies exploring the new aspects of the product and contribute to the scientific literature through joint publications, enhancing the product's credibility and visibility. From an ethical and compliant point of view, the engagement should follow all the ethics and compliance rules. This is the backbone of thought leader engagement. All interactions conducted with the highest ethical standards to ensure transparency and respect for the key opinion leaders' independence. Medical affairs team are well versed in compliance regulations and ensure all engagements adhere to the industry standards and guidelines. Additionally, feedback and adaptation are crucial in the dynamic process. Medical affairs continuously gathers and analyzes feedback and insights from key opinion leaders to understand the evolving landscape and adapt their strategies accordingly. The impact of key opinion leader engagement on product strategy, clinical practice, and patient outcomes is regularly assessed, ensuring that the approach remains relevant and effective. That is to say, thought leader engagement is a strategic imperative for medical affairs in the pre-launch phase of a pharmaceutical product. And by building strong ethical relationships with key opinion leaders and thought leaders, medical affairs can gain a lot of insights, foster advocacy, and enhance the scientific and medical understanding of the new product. This helps in successful launch and also ensures that the product is positioned to meet the real needs of healthcare professionals and patients, who are the end users, ultimately improving the outcomes and care standards. The fourth component that we will discuss today for the launch excellence is the regulatory compliance, which is not just a legal obligation but a strategic imperative, particularly during the critical launch phase of a product. Medical affairs plays a very important role in ensuring that all communications and activities related to the product are compliant with regulatory standards. This responsibility is vital, not only to protect the organization from legal risks, but also to maintain the credibility, trustworthiness of the product and the organization, to ensure for the product that it is used safely and effectively to improve patient outcomes. Ensuring compliance in communications is a multifaceted task, and medical affairs is often involved in reviewing and approving promotional materials to ensure they are accurate, balanced, and fully compliant with the regulatory documents and labels. They also provide training to other commercial colleagues, regulatory colleagues, marketing, and maybe sales, and other teams who are responsible for the launch, not only to ensure compliance but also to ensure consistency in the messages. When disseminating scientific data, medical affairs ensures that the information is presented in a manner that is compliant with regulations, avoiding off-label promotion and ensuring transparency and accuracy and balance. They oversee the publication of clinical trial data and the presentations at the scientific meeting to ensure that all information is compliant and appropriately referenced. Collaborating with regulatory authorities is another critical aspect of medical affairs role. Medical affairs assist in preparing the scientific and medical sessions and sections of regulatory submissions, ensuring that they are comprehensive and they meet all the regulatory requirements and probably answer all the possible questions. Medical affairs also helps respond to queries from regulatory authorities, providing the necessary information and clarification. They prepare for and may participate in multiple regulatory meetings, providing the scientific expertise and support. Risk management and pharmacovigilance are integral to regulatory compliance. Medical affairs plays a crucial role in monitoring and reporting adverse events, ensuring rapid and compliant responses to any safety concerns. They help develop and implement risk management plans and communicate these effectively to healthcare professionals and patients. Training and internal compliance are also key responsibilities. Medical affairs leads training initiatives to ensure all employees understand their role in maintaining regulatory compliance. They provide resources and tools to help employees make the compliant decisions and prepare for and support audits and inspections, ensuring that all practices, documentations, and activities are 100% compliant. Continuous improvement and adaptation are essential. Medical teams regularly reviews and assesses compliance practices to identify areas for improvement. They stay informed about compliance issues faced by the industry and adapt practices accordingly. During the launch phase, the entire organization is focused on making the product a success. With commercial teams at the forefront, let's don't forget this. Their enthusiasm, while essential, can sometimes lead to aggressive marketing tactics or oversimplified messages that may inadvertently breach regulatory guidelines. The high paced environment and the push for rapid market penetration can create situations where compliance might be compromised. This is where the role of medical affairs becomes crucial, as they are tasked with striking the right balance between compliance requirements and the commercial drive. That is to say, medical affairs is integral to the successful launch and sustained success of any pharmaceutical product. Their involvement ensures that the trials are designed and conducted with scientific, rigorous, ethical integrity and strategic foresight. By providing expertise, facilitating communication, and ensuring compliance, medical affairs helps to pave the way for a successful product launch, ensuring that the product will meet the highest standards of efficacy and safety and value for patients and healthcare systems. The work of medical affairs teams is an evidence to the critical role they play in bridging the gap between clinical development and the successful introduction of a new therapeutic option to the market. Thank you for your attention and see you soon.